Hey, good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. The storms have finally faded away. Man, we had one that just wouldn't stop over in Colbert County tonight. Never was severe, but produced a lot of rain out there. And we're going to get a break, I think, tomorrow in the rain. But Thursday morning, maybe a little exciting with a round of thunderstorms coming in. Some of those storms could be on the strong side, so we'll watch that. Good evening, Adam. So let's get right into the forecast here. I'm going to go ahead and take you out to the shoals where the rain has finally stopped west of there. We had about over 4 inches of rain estimated on the Doppler radar near Barton and Cherokee. Didn't have any reports of flash flooding, but it's possible we had flash flooding that just was not reported. As we continue on with the radar, looks a lot better than it did even 30 minutes ago. So we're finally rain cooled and we are without thunderstorms right now. What did I do today? I primered the walls. I primered the ceiling. I got the ceiling finally all primered in the garage / new studio. So again, did that, and I was hoping to go home for my dinner break, but the storms kind of kept me here. So I was going to finish some of that. But there's always going to be time tomorrow for more of that. And then I'll eventually get it all painted. But baby steps with the garage. I'll be out of town in Idaho next week. Got a weather conference. Going to go out there for that. So going to enjoy that. Enjoying the rain gone. I did post a video of some large hail. And that's what these storms out in Kansas and northern Oklahoma have been doing. Been baseball-size hail, some of these storms. So just massive hail. With that, I did post a reel on my Facebook page. Tell me the scary weather. We don't have any scary weather tonight. But here's a look at the model guidance, and it's been doing okay tonight. Again, it's all fading away. What we're going to look at here as we go into tomorrow, maybe a brief shower in the morning hours. But overall, I think we got a pretty dry day setting up. It's going to be hot. The heat index will be around 95 tomorrow. A good pool weather day, lake weather day. Just keep an eye out. An isolated shower storm may fire up and produce some very heavy rain and a lot of lightning. But again, this is going to be a very remote area that we would see this very isolated chance for showers and storms. As we continue on towards 5 o'clock tomorrow evening, still a chance of some showers and thunderstorms out there. But overall, not a lot of activity. So finally, we'll get a break. Maybe I'll be able to go home and eat dinner. That'll be nice. As we continue on, that was wild. My sister actually took that video in her front yard of the baseball-size hail. And I looked around town there in Ark City. It's right on this Oklahoma state line, basically. A lot of windshields. It reminded me a lot of the big hailstorm they had in Coleman several years ago, where you actually had hailstones going through the roof. I haven't seen any reports of that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Some of those hailstones were extremely large. Here's your 3-day forecast. 88 tomorrow, but it's going to feel like 95. 87 Thursday. And Thursday really depends on what happens in the morning. I'm not going to be a bit surprised if we stay in the low 80s Thursday. I'm going to talk about this coming up after our commercial break. And then 89 degrees Friday. Friday is kind of the transition day, first day of summer, and the first weekend of summer is going to be hot. 95 degrees, most likely, at least by Sunday. And the heat index will be around 100, 101 or so. So more hot days are on the way. And the humidity is going to be bad because of all this rain we've had lately. And we're going to need this rain at some point, but we're going to enjoy this break. Speaking of breaks, quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the chance for this complex of thunderstorms coming in here early in the morning on Thursday. That and your 10-day forecast coming up. All right, we're back. We're going to talk more about what's going to happen Thursday here in just a second. Got a few of your comments sharing on here too. But yeah, there's been some wild weather. It seems like it's just been endless, and we are. Okay, I had some tree. Yeah, we did have some trees down. I think some in Marshall County and DeKalb County earlier today with that storm that came through. A lot of gusty winds. Again, we had a story today talking about how a lot of these trees are falling because of the soil. It's just saturated. And then I've also noticed a lot of the trees are kind of snapping at the base. Some of these trees are rotten. So that's one thing I look at. I remember when I was younger, it'd be like, oh, we got all these trees that reported down. What it was I was actually the viewer at the time when I was on vacation. We were at the lake house my grandparents used to have down at Table Rock Lake in Missouri. And everybody was on the air talking about all these trees down. And I'm driving out of there thinking, man, how am I going to get out of here? There's all these trees down. I didn't see one tree down the whole way. So when I hear reports of trees down, initially my thought is, how big of a tree is it? What kind of tree is it? Because sometimes you get tree limbs that are down, and it's actually the limb, and they'll say it's the whole tree. Bradford pears, man, that's a 30-mile-an-hour wind gust sometimes. And then again, I think there's a lot of trees out there in these forests. So I like to get more ground truth, like did the tree snap? How big is the tree? So again, we get a lot of trees down, and especially when you've had so much rain. And again, we've gone from this cycle of drought to deluge and drought to deluge, and the trees, they're not as healthy in some cases as they usually are. So again, sometimes it's no-brainer when you get the whole tree, big 100-year oak tree. We had a few of those down earlier this year. Yeah, Sandra says she's had enough rain, and I have too. I got to tell you, I am not looking forward to any more rain, but that's what we're going to talk about here. We're going to talk about Thursday morning. So let me drop that, and then let's talk about Thursday morning here. What we're looking at, and these are difficult, we had these early in the month. We got a complex of storms that's going to try to drop in here from Tennessee. We're going to see the consistency. Yeah, Jackson, you might not be able to pour concrete Thursday. We'll see. You probably can after this moves through. So this complex is coming in very early, around 3:30 in the morning. You can see about 5:30 could impact the morning commute. These will be in a weakening stage at some point, but usually these come in with a lot of gusty winds, and the wind, by the time it reaches us, depending on if it's in the weakening stage or not, you get a big outflow gust of wind with this, and they're usually 30 mile an hour, and the wind chimes start howling. So here's 8 o'clock in the morning, so you might be able to pour that concrete after 8, depending on how well it's adapted to the water. I think we're going to get a break roughly from 9 o'clock through probably 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then more thunderstorm chances come as the front moves in. So on the 10-day forecast, this is a weekend some of you have really been waiting for. 94 Saturday, 95 Sunday, 93 Monday. So this is pool weather. We've got Rock the South coming up. That's going to be hot. Again, if you've got outdoor plans, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'd start pushing more fluids now because this may catch you off guard. Because, it's been hot and muggy lately, but it hasn't been hot all day because we'll get the thunderstorms that fire up during the afternoon. And so it's not kind of an all-day heat. Saturday, Sunday is going to be all-day heat. It's going to be hot by 10:30 in the morning, and it'll still be hot at 7 in the evening. So heat index around 100. This is our first real heat coming so far this year, and we officially kick off summer Friday. And look at the morning lows getting back into the mid-70s by Monday. So that's that soupy air coming back, and we'll probably see some thunderstorms, strong storms Monday, Tuesday. But again, all storms this time of year can be strong. So again, we don't like to highlight severe weather necessarily. And the Storm Prediction Center, again, just pops up with a marginal risk today, and it really wasn't all that much. So again, summertime storms, that's the way it is. I don't like to overwarn on a lot of stuff. I don't like to overhype these summer events because at some point you're going to have legitimate severe thunderstorms. You're going to have legitimate storms that you need to seek shelter for. And if you get too many of these false alarms, so to speak, you're just going to ignore it. So again, we try to get to where we just get right to the point and where you're not ignoring the weather. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I got to get ready for that 10 o'clock news tonight. Nolan's in tonight. Margot is on assignment. Let's put it that way. I need to be on assignment. I'll be on assignment next week. I'll put it that way. You guys take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.